Los Angeles, April 29, 1992. A city on fire, a nation holding its breath, and in the heart of the chaos, one group stood alone. They were not police, they were not soldiers, they were dry cleaners, grocers, fathers, sons. But when law collapsed and flames rose, they became something else. Guardians. Koreatown wasn't handed down, it was forged, block by block, by immigrants from a war-torn country chasing the American promise. Between 1970 and 1990, the Korean population in Los Angeles exploded, from under 10,000 to over 200,000. They poured their savings into mom-and-pop businesses, often in Black and Latino neighborhoods ignored by white developers and city planners. But they weren't welcomed as saviors. Language barriers, cultural differences, frustrations over treatment and pricing, and deep generational wounds left by racism and poverty. Two communities, both marginalized, both struggling. Then, March 16th, 1991, a spark. 15-year-old Latasha Harlins walked into a South Central liquor store for a bottle of orange juice. The Korean owner, Soon Ja-do, suspected theft. They argued, a physical struggle. Seconds later, Do pulled a handgun. She shot Harlins in the back of the head. The footage showed Harlins had already paid. The courts found Do guilty of voluntary manslaughter, but gave her probation. No jail, no restitution. Just a message, scrawled in legal ink. No one is coming to save you. To the Black residents, justice had been denied, again. To Korean store owners, the system had left them exposed. Mistrust calcified into suspicion, and the city creaked under pressure. Then came the Rodney King verdict. 4 white LAPD officers caught on camera beating Rodney King over 50 times. Acquitted, all of them. The city didn't just break, it detonated. Thousands took to the streets, some to protest, others to destroy. Over 1,000 buildings burned, 63 people died, and through it all, the LAPD retreated. Outnumbered, disorganized, overwhelmed, they pulled back and left entire neighborhoods to burn. Koreatown wasn't even on the map. No patrols, no National Guard, no one. And so, they rose to the roofs, not to seek vengeance, not to make war, but to protect what was theirs. Most had never fired a weapon in combat, but many had served in South Korea's mandatory military. They knew discipline. They knew duty. With no radios, no coordination, and no command, they organized block patrols, took shifts on rooftops, sent warning shots into the sky when looters approached. They stood above Koreatown like sentinels in a war zone, not just for their stores, but for their families, for the elders, for the future. But with every bullet, they sent a message. This place will not fall. It took 3 days for the National Guard to arrive in force. By then, Koreatown had already defended itself. But the cost? 63 dead, over 2,300 injured, and an estimated $1 billion in damages, half of it in Korean-owned businesses. Many never rebuilt. Some left Los Angeles forever. The ones who stayed carried the scars, mental, financial, generational. Today, they're mythologized. Rooftop Koreans, a symbol of self-defense, a meme of defiance. But behind that pixelated valor is pain, loss, abandonment. They weren't superheroes, they were human. They did what the state refused to do. They stood their ground, and in doing so, they became legends. This wasn't a war, it was a collapse. And in the silence that followed, the Rooftop defenders reminded the world of one cold truth. When the system fails, you are all you have.